watching, guys. Today we have a really special lesson.
Thanks for watching, guys.
We're going to talk all about the seasons. Do you like the seasons?
Yeah.
It changes the weather. It changes how we dress. It changes how we play, what we do outside. It changes with the holidays. I think seasons are pretty cool. How about you? You like the seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah. But first, we need to make sure that you are getting the vitamins you need. So we are going to use for my complete nutrition system our kids' vitamins. These are complete essential vitamins for kids. And Tanky, how many vitamins are in this little tablet, this chewable tablet?
15 essential vitamins.
And go ahead and eat it and tell us how it tastes.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never have a problem ever getting him to take his vitamins because it tastes great.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for an essential vitamin or a complete nutrition system to help you with your health or your fitness goals, message me right here on my YouTube channel and let me know, or send me a comment. I'd love to share with you more. Let's get started. Please like, please share. We like to bring as much value to as many educators and children. All right, now what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the seasons, but we're going to mostly read a very important book by Gail Gibbons called The Reason for Seasons. That's right, it's a little bit long, so we're going to snuggle up and we're going to sit tight and learn all about why we have seasons. But first, what are the seasons, Tanky? We are in what season?
Autumn.
And then we're going to be in what season?
What season?
What's this?
The snow season.
What's the snow season called?
I can't remember.
It's called winter.
Winter.
And after winter, it starts to get warm again in the season of spring.
What?
And then after spring, it gets hot
What?
in the season of summer. And when we say goodbye to summer, then we're in what season?
Autumn.
That's right. Now, when we have gone through all of the seasons, it is 1 year.
1 year.
That's right. Now, we have gone through, in the year 2019, which is this year, we have gone through January and February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and we're in what month of the year? What's the month? We say goodbye to October, and now we're in?
The rain.
November.
November rainy days.
Yes, it can be rainy. And when we say goodbye to November, we'll be in the last month of the year, which is December.
Yeah, and there's no different that one.
That's right. December is the first month in winter. So there are 12 months in a year. There are 4 seasons that the months are broken up.
Broken up.
Now, we talked a little bit about why we have seasons. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We talked about how the Earth goes on this track, like a train track, and it's called a
orbit.
Very good remembering. I think someone has earned his first star for today. Good job, Tanky. Now, in our book, The Reasons for Seasons, I'm going to have you read a word. I'm going to have you read the word season.
Season.
So when I come to the
Season.
good.
Season.
What?
Season.
That's right. When I come to the word season, I'm going to say season, and you're going to say
Season.
That's right. Everyone say season. Let's sound it out and let's find out why these letters make this word. S says what? EA says E, C, S again, O, N, N. Good. Season. Season. There we go. Okay. Put that right there.
Can see over there, right?
There it goes. Okay, so here we are getting started. The reason for The Reasons for Seasons by Gail Gibbons. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. These are the 4 SEASON.
Seasons.
Good. 4 seasons of the year. Spring, summer, autumn, winter.
No.
And that looks a lot like the picture we have up on the wall. The orbit, the Earth, the sun. This, yeah.
It's so big and it's so
That's right. The sun is many, 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 many times bigger than the Earth.
yeah. But the Earth is so tiny when it's right there, going to the orbit, right?
That's right. That's right. Okay. The sun warms the surface of the Earth, the planet we live on. The tilt of the Earth is in relation to the sun, changes throughout the year. This is what makes that SEASON.
Seasons.
Good job. Each SEASON lasts about 3 months. 4 SEASON.
Huh?
4 SEASON. I need you to help me read. What's the word? What's the word?
Season.
Thank you. 4 seasons make a year. That's how long it takes for Earth to revolve or make one trip around the sun. The Earth circles the sun. Different parts of the Earth are closer to the sun than others. This affects the amount of light and heat they receive. Oh, look at that. So as the Earth moves around, the tilt changes. So you see how the tilt is pointing this way?
Yeah.
Here, and here it's pointing this way. The North Pole is a little different.
Hey, this one is funny.
Yes, that's the sun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny, right?
You think it's funny?
Yeah, because this is right here.
Oh, it's in the middle of the fold in the book. That's right.
Yeah, that's funny.
Earth is slightly tipped as it turns on its axis. It makes one full rotation on its axis every 24 hours, which is 1 day. As it moves along its path around the sun, when the North Pole is tipped towards the sun and the South Pole is tipped away, it is summer in the Northern Hemisphere and winter in the Southern Hemisphere. This is the Northern Hemisphere. You see this line?
Yeah.
Everything above this line is called the Northern Hemisphere, and everything below this line is the Southern Hemisphere. 6 months later, when the Earth has traveled to the other side of the sun and the North Pole is tipped away, it is winter in the Northern Hemisphere and summer in the Southern Hemisphere. The SEASON of one hemisphere are always opposite in the other hemisphere. Good job reading so far, Tanky. This word season is used a lot. We need to remember to read a lot in this book, huh? This says spring. Spring equinox is also called the vernal equinox. In the Northern Hemisphere, spring begins around March, and here is March, right here, around March 21st. This season was when the sunshine causes cooler air to be replaced by warmer air. In the Southern Hemisphere, autumn is beginning. So isn't this cool? Look, when it is spring in the northern part of the world, it is autumn in the southern part of the world. And here are some people playing with flowers. What season do you think that is?
Yeah.
That's the season of spring.
Spring.
That's right. The first day of spring is called spring equinox. When spring begins in the northern hemisphere, Earth has moved along its path so that the sun is directly opposite the equator. On this day, daylight and darkness are the same length of time over the entire earth. In ancient times, some people celebrated this day because it was the beginning of the growing season. Here's some different pictures of the spring, S-E-A-S-O-N,
Season.
when some birds that have been away for the winter return again. This is called migration. Some whales migrate too. Some animals that slept all winter wake up and look for food. Spring winds are good for kite flying. Do you like flying kites?
Yeah.
Do you know what another season that is good for flying kite is called?
No.
Autumn.
Autumn.
Autumn has some wind, which makes it fun to fly a kite.
I can watch it.
What are they doing in this picture?
And they're running after the tractor.
And the tractor is doing what?
Work.
Let's see what kind of work. It is the season when everything seems to come alive again. Trees grow new leaves and flowers bloom. Some crops are planted. So what this tractor is doing is he's planting seeds. That's right. Whoopsie.
This one.
Okay, there we go. Slowly the days in the northern hemisphere become longer because that part of the earth is tilted more towards the sun. We see the sun higher in the sky. More direct sunlight reaches the ground for longer periods of time. Now it's the season of summer. And it's how the earth goes around the sun that makes it summer or autumn, spring or winter. Summer begins in the northern hemisphere around June 21st. Here we begin summer in June.
June.
That's right. The northern hemisphere is tilted more toward the sun than at any other time of the year. You see how it's tilted towards the sun?
Why is she not to eat the apple?
Oh, I think it's a ball that she's throwing for the dog. It is the warmest season in the southern hemisphere. Winter is beginning. Wow. So in the northern hemisphere, it's summer, but in the southern hemisphere, which is away from the sun, it's winter. Wow. So, Tanky, what that means?
Yeah.
Right now, we're in autumn, and we're in the northern hemisphere. You see on the map?
Yeah.
So we are in autumn. In the southern hemisphere, it will start to be spring. Isn't that cool?
For the park.
That's right. And that is in the northern hemisphere. Okay. The hottest days of summer take place after summer solstice because of Earth keeps absorbing the heat. Flowers and plants grow under the warm sun. Many animals are busy raising new families. Summer is such a beautiful season.
What does she have in her hand here?
That's a good question. What do you think?
Nothing. I think what's in this hand?
What do you think?
A ball.
That looks like a ball.
Yeah.
In the summertime, people have fun outdoors. They can go to a beach, swim in a lake, or read under a shade of a big tree full of large, big leaves. Do you like to swim in the summertime, Tanky?
Yeah.
Me too. During the summer, daylight is long. We see the sun is high in the sky. It might still be daylight at bedtime, but the nights are shorter. So right now, in the autumn, is it dark really early?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dark pretty early compared to summer. Summer had very long days, and we'll talk about that right now. This is the season of autumn. And because we're in November, we are in autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn begins about September 21st in the northern hemisphere. So that's what happened over here. September 21st for us, we started our autumn season. It is the S-E-A-O-N.
Season.
Good. Let's get you another star. You're doing fantastic today. You have 1, 2, 3 stars. It is the season when the air starts to get cooler. The leaves of some trees turn beautiful colors and fall to the ground, which is why some people call this season fall. In the southern hemisphere of the world, it is when spring is beginning. So just like I showed you, here we are in the USA, and this is autumn time, but down here it's springtime. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
The first day of autumn is called the autumnal equinox. When autumn begins in the northern hemisphere, Earth has moved along its path so the sun is directly opposite the equator again. This is daylight and darkness about the same length over time the entire Earth. Since ancient days, some people have celebrated this time of year because of the autumn harvest. Are we going to celebrate autumn harvest?
Yeah.
We are. Do you know what that holiday is called?
No.
Okay, it's getting to be very close. Here we are on November 18. And this right here is our holiday where we celebrate the autumn harvest. It's called, what's it called?
Thanksgiving.
That's right. Good remembering, Tanky. Let's get you another star. Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away, barely 2. Yeah. You're doing so well. Some birds migrate to warmer climates. Animals prepare themselves for a long cold season to come. Children go back to school in many places. Here's some pictures of those things happening. The animals gathering food, the children going to school. It is harvest, S-E-A-O-N.
Season.
Good. Farmers gather their crops. There are country fairs too. And that's kind of like what we did when we went to the pumpkin patch. It was kind of like a fair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was so many fun things to see and do. The air becomes cooler because the northern hemisphere is tilted farther away from the sun. The days grow shorter and the nights become longer. We see the sun lower in the autumn sky. The northern hemisphere winter begins about December 21st. So Tanky, here's December.
Yeah.
And December 21st, which is just 4 days before Christmas, we have our first day of winter. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, so around December 21st, it's the coldest season of the year. In the southern hemisphere, though, summer's beginning. So we're up here, and we're going to be in winter soon, and they're going to be in summer soon. Isn't that so cool to think about? Yeah. We're almost done. I know this is a little bit of a long book, but it is such a good book. The first day of winter is the shortest day of the year. This is called the winter solstice. Can you say winter solstice?
Winter. Yes.
Good. On this day, we see the midday sun at the lowest point in the sky. In early times, the first day of winter was celebrated as a festival to honor light, to keep away darkness, to hope that the sun's return. And there's some children playing in the snow, and because we live in the mountains, we're going to be able to play in the snow soon too. You excited about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just probably a couple more weeks and we'll get snow. We'll see. The coldest days of the winter come after the winter solstice because the earth keeps losing heat it gained in the summer. Leaves are gone from most trees. There aren't many birds. Some animals sleep all winter. This is called, what is it called when the animals sleep all winter? Like Bear Elijah? Hibernation.
Hibernate.
That's right. Often it's very cold. So here are some of those pictures. Most animals sleep during the winter because there's not very much food and they're able to stay warm and survive the winter that way. It may be time for ice skating, skiing, making snowmen. Some people wear winter coats, jackets, mittens, and hats. Sometimes it's nice to stay indoors. So the weather and the season helps us make choices about what we do. If we're going to swim or if we're going to ski and ice skate. Okay, during winter, daylight is short and nights are long. We see the sun low in the sky. Sometimes it's dark even before dinner.
Even before this.
Yes, right now we have dinner right around dark time because the days are getting to be so short. Areas near the equator have little temperature change during the year. So the equator is right in the center of the Earth. And right here is where about the equator will be. And there's very little temperature change.
Here?
Oh, I'll read about that in just a minute. These places are hardly affected by the tilt of the Earth. Instead, the seasons are marked by alternating rainy and dry periods, 2 rainy and 2 dry seasons each year. Each day at the equator, daylight and darkness are almost always equal. Very interesting. At the North Pole and the South Pole, it is always cold. When a pole is tilted far away from the sun, it is winter. During parts of the winter, the sun never appears over the horizon. It is always dark. When a pole is tilted closer to the sun, it is summer. At that time, it's always light. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So there's some places where there is no darkness at nighttime. And there's some places where there's no light and sun at daytime. So here are the seasons. Spring, summer, autumn. Good job. Year after year, the SEASON.
Winter.
What's the word?
Seasons.
That's right. The seasons repeat themselves. Let's get you another star. Yeah. Okay, and that's the end. Very good. Very good. Yeah, so yes, thumbs up. Good job sitting through that book. So did you hear how we get seasons? What is the reason for the season?
What's the reason for the season?
It's the tilt of the Earth. And that
of the Earth.
As it goes around the sun.
It goes around the sun.
Good job. Good job. All right, guys. So what are you going to do during this season for you? What's going to be fun for you? In the autumn, we did get to go and fly a kite, didn't we? And we also raked leaves and jumped in the pile. That was fun too. What's some other things that we can do? Maybe go for nice hikes. It's a beautiful day today. But when it gets to be winter and it's snowing, what kind of things do you want to do? There's less flying kites in winter because if there's snow on the ground, it's a little more hard to run and a little less wind. But when there's snow, we can make snowmen and we can go sledding. We can make snow angels and igloos. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That was such a great book by Gail Gibbons, just showing us how it all works. Have a wonderful day. Please like, please share. Goodbye.